would you bring that up when someone's discussing the Holocaust? It seems totally weird. Clearly you're empathetic, but kill your bloodline. Just die. Does this dumb bitch not realize that everybody says that? That's not just a white thing. I need more power. Fuck. Alright, I don't know if everybody left, but I do have a video that I have never seen. This will be interesting. This is like topical. Hopefully it'll be like a conversation. Alright, what are we doing to white people from this guy? What's his name? Charlie. Let's see what Charlie has to say.
About what we're doing to white people. There's been something going on for a while now that we're being told not to notice.
Oh shit.
More to the point, that we're asking white people not only to ignore, but to accept.
Oh wow.
The rising tide of racial hatred against white people. In the past decade,
do we agree? I know a lot of you cucks are gonna agree. How do we feel? Is this true? Is there racism against the whites? No, there is. It's definitely socially acceptable to shit on white people, I think. I think that's pretty obvious. Nobody's gonna give a fuck. People feel like if your race is winning socially, nobody cares. Even like Asian people, I feel like you can be a little harder on them because people are like, they're rich, they're all right. You know what I mean? You can't go too far, but you can go a little farther with the Negroes.
There's been a noticeable cultural shift in what constitutes acceptable speech as it relates to white people. Back when I was a kid, in the early 2000s, the mainstream American culture preached about respecting each other's differences and not seeing color. Nowadays, we say that not seeing color is
racist. You have an earring?
That you must see color. But the more I see how things are unfolding, the more I'm convinced that this is wrong. Back then, saying something offhanded about white people was seen as not appropriate.
Very interesting.
Just as it would be to say something offhanded about people of any other race. But that soon gave way to our current times, in which there exists virtually no limit to what racial minorities can and do say about white people.
You don't like the 1.25? You can't understand them or what? If I get 3 more people to say slow it down, I'll do it. Until then, fuck you.
This is the natural outgrowth of a perverse ideology that teaches us that every societal ill is the fault of white people, and that whatever prejudice acts we may inflict upon them does not constitute discrimination because we don't have the power to discriminate. And alarmingly, this is particularly pronounced in the younger generation. But is it true? Do we not have the power to discriminate? Well, let's see. First, let's take a look at the racial hatred at the interpersonal level. In today's society, it has become somewhat fashionable to think things and say things about and to white people that would not be acceptable if it was said about any other race. And we're being taught that this double standard is not wrong, that it is rather a form of empowerment. They'll attribute negative experiences that they've had with white people to their whiteness. You had an argument in line at the grocery store with a white person, they were acting entitled because they were white. A white driver cut you off when you were driving, they need to check their white privilege. Your actions, your conduct, and your existence, in other words, boil down to your whiteness. And ashamedly, at one point in time, this was how I used to think as well. And beyond the people in my circle, I noticed that many people of color have this sort of blasé attitude. An attitude most particularly pronounced when there are no other white people around. Things are being said not just behind closed doors, but out in the open.
Even at my old job, I'll give you a perfect example. This is a true fucking story, too. At my old job, you know, some of you know, I was at that whack-ass restaurant, and one of the managers, who is Blizzak, that's rap for black, some white dude who was like a photographer, and he just kind of started like asking questions, like kind of like he was supposed to be there. And yeah, he was like taking pictures of like the chef, I guess, and he started talking to her like she knew what he was talking about, and she was like, white people, am I right? And I was like, I don't know if I fully agree with this, because maybe he just thought, because you're a manager, that you knew what was going on, but you did know what was going on. But her instinct was to go straight to race, and she had done that a couple of times, and I was like, this is interesting to me. This is interesting to me, especially because her actual boss was the dude who I fucking went off on, who is white. So I'm like, but she never said anything bad about that guy, and that guy was always a fucking dick. But she would always make like, well, not always, she did it like 2 or 3 times, but again, I was only there for like 2 months. It's kind of a lot for how short of a time I was there, especially, you know, you gotta like make sure I'm cool. Like, how do you know I'm not some fucking narc? You can't just do the racist shit as soon as I start working there. That's just reckless. What if I'm like, you know, one of these Uncle Tom blacks? I forgot my point. Fuck. You know, I did find that interesting. I'm like, maybe this is like resentment she has against who she should actually be mad at, but I don't know.
But between complete strangers. So here's the thing. This is something that I've experienced countless times, so I know that there are other people who are experiencing it too. I know it must resonate with at least some of you. The difficulty here is that no matter how many anecdotes I share, they are just that.
What's the like to this? Like,
and people who refuse to believe that this is happening will just chalk it up to my experiences being a fluke. Or worse yet, they'll say I'm lying. Okay. So I've compiled some TikTok videos. I want you to take a look at the things that are being said about white people, especially by the younger generation, the kind of statements people wouldn't dare say about people of any other race. Take a look at what is stunningly in vogue in today's society, and ask yourselves, where does this lead to years down the line?
You have a token white and you're hanging out
God.
with your friend group.
Anytime you see a motherfucker with glasses and a mullet, you already know everything they think. It's so funny because this used to be the racist look. Now it's the complete opposite. If she had the septum piercing, you would know 100%. You know everything they think. And anytime you see like a buff dude in clothes that are way too tight for them, you know everything that they think. Why are you people so fucking boring and predictable? It's annoying. It's like, God, like, you don't want to take the time to develop any sort of personality. You just want to adopt one that you saw online. Like, it's like getting a custom character. You don't want to change the eyes. You just want to take the pre-made custom thing and just go with that. You're not even changing the name. Nothing about this shit is original. It's so boring. Why is this who you want to be?
Color. You need to ask permission from everybody in the group to bring your white friend. Like, don't just bring them.
God, what the
I might not
fuck?
be in the mood to deal with white shenanigans that day. That's all I'm saying. And another thing, it feeds into their ego.
The irony of this goofy bitch talking about white shenanigans.
Like, don't let them think they're a good white person.
Accomplices ask, how can they support Black and Indigenous people of color? And sometimes I really don't know what to say, but here's one easy way. Just don't have babies.
Damn. Just don't have babies is crazy. Just stop existing. Kill your bloodline. There's no way you're able to create a decent human being even though you're clearly asking to help, so that would make me think maybe you are a little bit empathetic. I think that's kind of a goofy question. A little bit. Clearly you're empathetic, but kill your bloodline. Just die. Just die out. There's no reason for people who are related to you to exist anymore because white skin is automatically evil, so I can't tell you to kill yourself because I'm on this pussy-ass TikTok platform, so just stop breeding. Got it. Awesome.
Single-handedly caused the white genocide that they are so afraid of. With 2.25 billion Asian women and 500 million white men, baby, it'll only take 2 generations. In 2 generations, there will no longer be any blonde-haired...
These are some things I noticed about white Americans.
But we'll still have goofy bitches like you who aren't using dummy internet as you should be. Why am I not in power yet? I need more power. I need more power. Fuck. These people are all going to the gulag. They don't even get to be assessed for mental illness. I don't care. I'm sorry. The more videos like this I watch, the less empathy I have, the more power I will wield. The more iron my fist will become, okay? I'm sorry. You'll be fine, but these people will suffer more, and it's their own fault. You should have put the phone down and read a fucking book. Or done anything else. Played a video game, beat your fucking little dick. I don't give a fuck what you do. But why do you think you need to be heard when you're a fucking retard? I don't get it. I hate people who are stupid and have no self-awareness. Pick one.
Hating on white people is cultural appropriation of white culture.
Also, YOLO swag, you're right, it is.
American culture, being grounded is a punishment to them. That's what they call punishment. The least grounded, least balanced, most destructive race considers being grounded a punishment? Yeah. They also say really violent phrases. They say things like, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Why do we have to kill the birds?
Go to jail. Like, go to jail. Like, I would just start locking people up. As soon as this video came out, knock on your door, you're going to jail. Why do we have to kill the birds? Go to jail. Go to jail. Go to jail for just being boring and stupid. And thinking that people need to hear you speak English. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. We don't need people like you. You're boring. You're stupid. I don't like your personality. Goodbye. It's very simple. It's not fair. I don't care about fairness anymore. I don't care. I'm tired of it. Democracy is for the weak. It doesn't work, clearly. I don't know. I am pro-fascism. I don't know what fascism is, but I am pro-fascism if I get the power, and you're all going to jail. Actually, no, you're going to the gulag, obviously, but because we have to put you to work, so the rest of us can chill. Duh. But yeah, no.
Why is everything so violent? It's almost like one's language and phrases reflects one's nature.
So that new,
Does this dumb bitch not realize that everybody says that? That's not just a white thing. Everybody says that phrase. That's not a specifically white phrase. God, you're so boring. You're so boring. You're just boring. You're just boring.
Jeffrey Dahmer movie on Netflix is the perfect example of the sensationalization of white violence. People have a much easier time sympathizing with white criminals than they do with black victims. People think these shows are harmless, but they actually contribute to a much bigger issue. It contributes to the viewpoint that white people are less violent than everyone else, and white violence is something to be consumed in media. And that's
I feel like this is the best argument I've heard so far. It's not great, but at least she's like trying to say something that brings some sort of logic. I thought maybe she was going to go with like, you know, this will create more serial killers. Do you guys know how much more serial killers we have than the next? Let me look it up. Let me show you guys on screen. It's crazy. Fuck, I don't know how to Google this, but I'm gonna try. Oh yeah. I thought that was the angle she was gonna take, but obviously not, because that would be too logical. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. This shit crazy as hell. Obviously we're number one, because duh. Look at this shit. 3,000. Oh wait, let me make it to be good. 3,615. Number 2, 196. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's fucking crazy. That is insane. 3,000, number 1, USA. Let's fucking go, because we went at everything number 1. Like, fuck you, pussy ass Russia. Can't get your numbers up. But like, to 200. That's what she should. That would have been a logical talking point. That would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. That is crazy. We're kind of. There has to be a reason where this much fucking. I don't know if Russia does that. They're probably not. But of course, she just says something nonsensical because she's boring and predictable. Ugh.
What is with Caucasian people and like their inability to like read a fucking room? Like,
oh, wow.
Y'all act like you don't understand shit because y'all be the first ones during a conversation about the Holocaust to get so mad when black people be like, you do realize that the original Jewish people were black, right? White people do not need to.
What? Why would you bring that up when someone's discussing the Holocaust? It seems totally weird. Like, what the fuck? You just kind of seem like a dickhead who wants to make everything about you, like you didn't go through the Holocaust. Maybe just let them have that. You know what I mean? Like, why does everything have to revolve around you? Maybe that says more about you than them. Also, my bad. I know you can't see the screen. Yeah. That's weird. You're weird. You're weird.
Explain to anybody about us all bleeding red because baby,
oh,
you
wow.
all are the people that need to learn that lesson. Clearly history shows that
I'm trying
you
so hard not to make any physical attacks.
Are the people that like to pillage and eradicate, enslave and oppress, attempt to suppress greatness because you all simply don't have it.
Right here
Teeth
go
are
my
all
cum
kinds
goblins
of
who
fucked.
don't even live in the fucking city. Which, by the way, the Q-tip people are the last ones to ever talk about somebody stealing anything.
The fuck are cute? Oh, that means white. I was like, what the fuck are Q-tip people? What is this lore?
Wouldn't be in this country had it not been for y'all stealing it. So y'all are more focused on people looting and trying to get necessities and things that they need. And yes, a TV is a fucking necessity. Thank you. You feel like you're better than because people are out here stealing and you would never. First of all, if you are a mayo monster.
Oh wow, a mayo monster. That's funnier than cracker. You should use that. That's funnier. That's better. It's a better slur.
It's how your ancestors got everything from stealing.
And that's a behavior that's very common among white women.
Oh, wow.
You may have not intended that, but there are many white women who act exactly like you.
Like what? Well, I wanted to hear the rest of her point. She might have a point there. I don't know.
Holiday season to donate to the Discriminated White Fund. You'd be helping millions.
Nothing says high protein like cicadas and cheese.
What
Make
the
sure
fuck?
And nothing says caucasity like that right there.
What caucasity looks like. Roaming Asian grocery stores like it's an amusement park.
Explain to me why white people don't wear shoes outdoor, but wear shoes inside.
We're both white women. We are inherently a danger in spaces for black, indigenous, and other people of color simply by existing.
Jesus Christ, what in the fuck? What in the fuck?
White cis men who are part of the far right-winged ideology of fascism. That is a true threat.
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Batshit fucking crazy. Like, you don't need the internet? Why does anybody need to hear your stupid words? This is how I feel about Drake's music. It's like if you're some lame, insecure loser, Why do we need to hear you speak? Just shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up. You're not funny, you're not entertaining, you're not interesting, your viewpoints are basic, you're just regurgitating some shit you heard somebody say, you don't have the fucking capability of thinking about anything critically because you're a stupid, emotional fuck. Like, just stop making this person. Stop making this person. There's way too many of you on this planet. Let's stop. These are the people that need to stop breeding. I don't care what color you are, but if you think this guy is a chill dude, you need to stop breeding. Stop. Stop. Also, that's another thing. Once I become emperor, sun god, you will have to have a license to breed. You all have to take a test. We're not just going to let anyone have babies. That's fucking crazy. I'd rather have you drive a car with no license than breed with no license. A lot of your bloodlines need to die. Sorry, they gotta die. I'm not going to kill anyone. I mean, I will put you in prison for the rest of your life, but I'm not going to kill you. Well, actually, yeah, we probably will bring the death penalty back. Never mind. Yeah, that's probably just going to be everywhere, every state. It'll be for really fucked up shit, and it will need a 100% proof, but like prison forever, nah, some of you gotta go. But yeah, like I'm just gonna allow this guy to raise a child. Why would I do that? Why? So we can have a younger version of this dumb fuck? I don't think so. An even more obnoxious and entitled version of this? No, absolutely not. And if you do have a kid, there will be a knock at your door, and I'm taking it, and I'm adding it to my militia. That's what's happening. Sorry. If you don't want to fund my army, don't have children. Those are the rules. And if we find out, they get took. Sorry.
Terrorism to this country.
If BIPOCs stand in the street and scream at the top of their lungs, I hate all white people, I want all white people to go die, die white devil, you cracker bitch, that's still not racism.
You're not one of the good white people.
Oh boy.
Stop separating us from the bad white people. Don't sit out there in comments and say, we don't claim them. We are that. We are the ones shooting up schools. We are the ones raping people.
Bitch, what? Bitch, what? Then go to jail. Then why are you here, bitch? Go to jail. If you're out here raping and shooting up schools, you need to be in prison. Why you have a phone? What makes you think you can speak to me? You fucking monster? Go have yourself arrested if you truly feel like this. Or do you want people to thumbs up your fucking TikTok because you've never accomplished anything and this is your way of getting a win and feeling good about yourself? Like, oh my god, I'm so brave. I finally did something for the culture. You're gross, you're boring, you're predictable. Stop making this person. Stop making this person. Stop making this person. Ugh.
Enslaving people.
And I'll say it. I hate being white.
Then, oh fuck, never mind.
Which means I'm one of the good ones.
Okay, I feel like that guy was being sarcastic. I think that guy was that guy was kidding. I think he didn't get his humor.
People are inherently racist.
Yeah.
Can you be racist against white people?
Far.
Based off of the definition of racism, yes, but it's not gonna hurt them and hurt their opportunities like it does people of color. Well, technically,
okay, if you said exactly the same, then I would be with you. But to say it's not gonna hurt them at all is foolish. It's foolish, and it can hurt their opportunities, definitely. If I'm fucking racist and I own a business and I hate white people and it's time to hire some people and you're white and you apply, am I gonna hire your ass? Fuck no. Fuck no. So, there you go.
you can. It's not like an issue.
Elden Lord. I like that name.
Oppress the oppressor.
Here we go. Here's that fucking college shit. I will eventually, it's going to be a lot of research, and I have already kind of started doing research on this shit, but like do a video on the college brainwashing, because it's so odd that every single motherfucker that goes to college is now a fucking socialist communist. That's scary to me. It does make me think China's invading. You know what I mean? I'm kidding, but I'm not. But like, what is going on with that? That's so fucking not good.
Why do people not understand that you can't be racist to white people? It's impossible. The system is not set up that way. You can insult white people.
Using those FD talking points.
But it is not racism. Me calling a white person a tub of mayonnaise and like a flower looking ass, that's not racist.
You went all the way to Africa to physically take black people from their homes, shove them in on boats where a lot of them got diseases and died, told them where they could sit on a bus, told them which schools they could go to, which water fountains they could use, which bathrooms they could use, and that's sugarcoating it. Those are just terms. I'm not even describing all the...
Yes, that did happen in history. Yes, that did. I wouldn't say that people who are alive today did that, because that's... Unless they're immortal. I didn't know white people were immortal. Shout out. Teach me. But yeah, I don't think you can blame people for what their great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfathers did. You know what I mean? I feel like most white people were like, hey, that slavery shit? Not chill. Don't fuck with that. I'm not trying to speak for all whites, but I would assume they don't fuck with that. So, I mean, yeah, if you're talking about the repubs who be living in that South that are like, hell yeah, the Confederacy, my granddaddy fought in the war. Like, yeah, fuck those people. Like, really? Like, you really have that much pride for your great-great-great-great-grandfather? Why? You can't just say that he was maybe a little fucked up, maybe a little racist. You know what I mean? Like, I don't get it.
Disgusting things that happen, and they...
Justin, fuck you.
Don't even want revenge. They are letting you guys skate by asking for equal rights. That's it? And you're still saying no?
Oh my god, you're so brave! Are you gonna do anything for black people except for sit in your bathroom and say a bunch of bullshit? Are you gonna do anything useful? Probably not, because you're an idiot. Got it.
They are not as angry as they should be. Y'all are getting off easy, and you're still saying no? Fuck you.
Some people look at that and chalk it up to the grumbling.
Mom, I'm talking about the
slavery idea that when you have
people,
a power disparity, the less powerful sort of has this general society given leeway to complain about the more powerful. The villagers complaining about their king doesn't have the same ring as the king making snide and crude comments about the villagers. But that's not what's going on here. Because although certain segments of our society refuse to believe this, even as evidence mount before our very eyes, in one side of the political aisle, people of color actually have greater power than white people. That is the truth that is not being acknowledged by the people that need to hear it, because this gets in the way of them wielding that power in the way they want. Malignantly. I've heard from somewhere that politics is downstream of culture, and I think that is certainly correct. We have a mainstream culture that tells us it's okay to hold prejudice and hateful view of white people, and our politics is then infused with this energy, and we see active, overt, and on the books racial discrimination of white people that those who are perpetuating...
Yeah, why do you think fucking Trump won? Because that's, like, clearly a sentiment. And he's able to take people who are pissed off by this and manipulate them emotionally because they're probably not that intelligent. And yeah, that's how you get Trump winning. If we didn't have this, then that wouldn't be a thing. I think, you know, I'm not a clairvoyant, but yeah. If I'm a white dude and I have a bunch of people calling me a piece of shit, obviously resentment is gonna build. That just makes sense. And then when some dude who clearly doesn't give a fuck about you is like, yeah, they hate me too, and they hate you, we're the same. They're like, yeah, we are the same, because who else do they have to turn to? Everybody else is just shitting on them for existing. So, makes sense to me. That's why I see it being a problem.
Is refusing to see...
And also, I mean, you obviously shouldn't shame people for shit that they didn't do. You know, whatever.
They'll say, no, this is remediation. These are the same people who are making tenuous arguments that some of our race-neutral laws discriminate against people of color. And this is certainly evidence that in one side of the political aisle, people of color have more power than white people. Because if we didn't have the power, we wouldn't be able to put into place practices and policies that does this. That's what power is. Things like Minneapolis local government agreeing to a contract with the teachers union that says white teachers must be fired first. New York City's government enacting a policy of having white seniors go to the back of the line on life-saving COVID treatment.
What? Is that a real thing? This can't be a real thing. That's real? That's really alarming. Wow. I thought he was just gonna bring up like the shit that the college folk do when they're like, we're gonna have all black dorm rooms and we're like reverse segregation. But wow. Race-based preferential COVID treatments is wild. That is wild.
A college professor that says white people should be killed and facing no repercussions. Cornell University banning white people from rock climbing lessons. One of many, many, many instances.
Wait, what?
Cornell University banning white people from rock climbing lessons.
Banning them from rock climbing lessons?
One of
why?
many, many, many instances of liberal colleges doing the utmost to exclude and ostracize white students. BIPOC-only events equal no whites, but they don't have the guts to say that, even though that is what that is. That's what makes us different than the mere grumblings of the common villager. The villagers have surrounded the palace, demanding Marie Antoinette's head. The power dynamics have shifted. That is a fact. Progressive media outlets do not cover these stories. Some people out there have no idea that this is going on. Or worse, some others out there know but agree with what's going on. And for those people to convince themselves that this is not racial discrimination, they play mind tricks and word games. They use phrases and talking points like punching up, you can't be racist to white people, you can't oppress the oppressor, meaning I'm acting oppressively, but I've designated you as the oppressor, so everything goes. Or even by saying these infamous words, the only way to remedy past discrimination is current discrimination. Or when people say,
how the fuck are you a teacher and you say that out loud, bro? Like, where are we? You know what? I just want to say, I know my mom's watching. This is why I didn't go to college. You're welcome. You're welcome. I made the right call. I knew it. I knew that place was pussy as fuck. I'd probably be Nick fucking Green if I went to college. Wow.
Things like, what we're doing to white people is not racism because racism is prejudice plus power and we don't have the power. They use all this mind-bending apparatus to delude themselves into believing what they are doing faces no moral quandary. But in the back of their minds, perhaps in their subconscious minds, is racial revenge. We experience it. You experience it too.
Even though the motherfuckers talking aren't even experiencing it, that's the shit that annoys me the most. If this was like people who went through real shit, I'd be like, I get it, you're pissed off. But this is some goofy like suburban bitch on TikTok who's never been through anything that just wants to virtue signal. Because they took half of a sociology class that they were fucking on their phone for the whole time. It's like, bitch, you're not a hero. You're never going to accomplish anything because you're too self-absorbed to learn about anyone that doesn't have to do with you. These people are such cowards, they can't even speak to people who disagree with them on the slightest minute issue. You think you're going to make a fucking change in the world? You're too pussy to go outside and talk to people. You're fucking cowards, and it's gross. You're boring, untalented, uncreative, lazy cowards. And I'm tired of knowing that you exist. Why am I not emperor yet? Fuck. How do I get this done?
How you like it. That people of color are using our newfound power to act this way and then pretend like none of this is going on leads me to believe that we would have done the same thing that white people did were we to be in their historical position.
Of course.
Because such acts have its roots in human nature, not white people nature. And one can only imagine what might happen in the coming decades when the demographics of the US will have shifted such that white people will no longer constitute the majority, when the younger generation you've just seen have graduated from elite schools and hold positions of power in our institutions.
That's why I'm moving.
Corporations,
Bye.
entertainment, news media, and so forth, how they might, in wielding the levers of society, be able to rationalize using their adult brain the hatred that was embedded in their minds during their adolescence. What we're seeing is just the beginning. To the white people who are watching, I just want to say, you are not an oppressor for refusing to accept an ideology that teaches people to hate you, that teaches you that you are inherently bad, that your children are inherently bad, that you are inherently racist no matter what you do or how you think, that you need to repent by taking affirmative steps in your life to redress harm.
This is very true, but if you're the kind of white person that needs to be told this, you are pussy, I'm just saying. You should know this already. Not to the point where you're voting for Trump, because I think you might be a little unhinged. But, Justin, don't, or you will get banned.
Harms that your ancestors may have done, or the racist actions of other white people.
Especially now, alright? While we're defending your fucking people. You want to get cute in the fucking comments, you little slimy bitch fuck?
In fact, you are not an oppressor, period. You did not choose to be born white, just like any of us did not choose to be born in our race. And to ask of you, at the individual level, for example, to give your life in service of people of color, to be used as physical barriers at protests, to give away your house to black people instead of your children, all actual things that have been publicly demanded of white people, to ask this of you is morally reprehensible collective punishment. You are not under any obligation to carry yourself in any sort of way that others demand of you just because of the color of your skin. This, you need to do this, and you need to do that because you benefit from privilege thing is bogus.
You're not Chinese. You're a poor white. Alright, we all know what you are. You're a poor white. You're a Walmart white. Alright?
For people harboring
you better fucking watch yourself.
Racial animus to attack you, to say that the accomplishments you've achieved in your life isn't yours, and to silence you.
You're not drunk.
It is not you. It is this ideology that is wrong and perverse. It is one cloaked in a shroud of pseudo-justice and self-righteousness, all the while excreting toxic fumes of racial hatred. It blames all white people for the actions of their ancestors, something you have no control over, while absolving black people of personal responsibility for their own individual actions by
Whoa. I'm just kidding.
That black people commit acts of harm, for example, towards another community, that's the fault of white supremacy. White people are controlling them like puppets on a string. It's a backwards, transgressive ideology. If you don't harbor any hate in your heart but want to fight it as a matter of principle, this does not make you racist or bigoted. If you refuse to accept their premise in your head, but are too afraid to voice your opinion, you're neither a coward nor a bad person. If you're of a liberal bent, but there's a small corner in your brain telling you as you're watching this video that perhaps some of this is wrong, listen to your intuition. Maybe you think, oh, I agree with most of what the progressive left teaches about racial justice, but just not with some of this disagreeable stuff, only at the extremes. I'm here to tell you that the rot starts at the core.
Oh, wow.
This racial hatred of white people is a natural outgrowth, part and parcel of an ideology that attempts to indoctrinate us into believing that there is current systemic oppression going on, that all racial disparities we see today is the sole result of oppression by white people. When there are other more plausible explanations to be had that these same people are silencing as impermissible hate speech.
Too fast.
They're telling you, shut up, you'll take it, and you'll like it.
That's so much slower.
But contrary to what they're saying, you don't have to take that. You can believe that the things that have been done in the past were morally wrong, as well you should, all the while believing that what is currently going on is also wrong, that we're going backwards, that this is history rhyming with itself. The table is turning in an eye for an eye manner. As the great Mahatma Gandhi once said, an eye for an eye will leave the whole world blind. But those driven by hatred would sooner gouge everyone's eyes out than realize that true victory for people of color would have been having history record that when the power dynamics shifted, we treated white people with a kindness that their forefathers may not have shown our forefathers. But now, it will say when we gained the power, we turned around and started doing some of the same stuff to white people.
True.
Segregation, social ostracization, hatred sanctioned by government and law. And we're doing all of this while pretending like we're doing something valiant. We've missed our bus. But that doesn't mean that there can't be a course correction. So, to some people of color watching who are engaging in this sort of hatred, whether or not you're acutely aware, the same people that act like white people as a collective are not people, but rather some pernicious alien force that has come to invade the earth. With this video, I implore you to ask yourself, what are we doing to white people? As some people love to say, do better.
That was funny. I like his ending. That was clever. It's kind of sad that, like, he didn't really say anything super controversial, right? But most people would assume that this guy is racist. That's where we're at. Well, I don't know about most people, but a lot of people would assume this guy hates black people or hates Asian people or, you know. Is it impossible? No. I would say it's unlikely. Just to go straight to the assumption that this guy's some self-hating white dick sucker is sad.